What's up, people? So I'm gonna tell you guys the story about how I got suspended from school for calling a teacher a fucking prick. This was not a story I wanted to say, but since I mentioned it in the other video, I didn't want you guys to think I was one of these rude ass kids that didn't have respect for his elders and for his teachers and whatnot. This was just weird circumstances. And I had to redo the volume to the audio to this video because my phone overheated. So anyway, what happens is I'm in Hollywood High School, and over here in our high schools we have to take what's called a high school exit exam. All right, you have to take this test and show the man that you have enough intelligence and you've learned enough and you're capable enough where you should put your fucking seatbelt on to avoid that noise, which you never do. So you have to show the man that you're smart enough to leave high school and go into the real world, right? So this test can't be taken inside your classroom. It has to be taken in a different location by different teachers. And in this particular case, it was done in the high school's basketball gym. Okay, they set up tables and and whatnot, and you take the test. So I take the test. Come nutrition time, I kick it a little bit and then go back and take the test, and I'm literally a minute or two from completion on this test. And it's a minute or two from completion of this test, and then the bell rings for lunchtime, and I haven't ate anything all day. No breakfast, no nutrition, none of it, So I'm starving. Right outside the gym is the cup of noodles machine, So instantly I get into line, which is instantly a long line. Like, I get into line for a cup of noodles so I could at least put some Mickey Mouse nutrition in my system, right? So I get into line, and lunchtime is about 20 minutes, and it comes my turn. I put my money in, I get my noodles. As I'm filling up the hot water, end of lunch bell rings. And it's like, fuck, now I gotta go back in, and I'm not allowed to have any food or drinks inside the gym. So I'm like, it's cool, I'll talk to one of the teachers, tell them what's up, and maybe they'll help me out. So as I'm walking to the gym, I haven't even entered the gym yet. One of the teachers, hey, you're not allowed to bring food and drinks in here, you know better than that. I was like, yeah, I know, sir. This is the situation, though, so I'm almost done with my test. I only have like 3, 4, 5 minutes left to it, I haven't ate anything all day. I'm starving, man. Like, let me put my cup of noodles outside, like in a safe place, man. Let me finish my test. I'll grab my noodles and be on my way, That way I'm not breaking the rules either. He's like, yeah, man, don't even trip. He's like, just go put it over there, and I'm here anyway, so no one's gonna touch your food and stuff. I was like, man, thank you, I appreciate it, So I'm walking away from this dude. I'm like 10 feet away from him, and I hear this other teacher fucking yell just literally yell, angry dude. Just, hey, no food or drinks in here, stop, and like under my breath, man, I just nodded my head like, fucking prick. And as I'm nodding my head under my breath, right behind me is one of the security guards in school, man. And this dude is walking like across behind me, so I didn't see him, but he hears me muffle it under my voice, right? So he's like, what the fuck did you just say? I was like, nothing, man, I didn't say anything. And he's like, if you're gonna say something, you should say it to a person's face, I was like, listen, man, I'm not that kid, dude. If I'm gonna say something, I am gonna say it to someone's face, But that's not the situation here, dude. And so this teacher comes through, man, big motherfucker, dude. Like, this dude's like 6'2", built like a fucking brick. Comes up, I'm staring up at him, dude. Like, I'm 5'8", so I'm staring up at him, and like, this dude gets in my face, like aggressive, like we're not in, like, we're on the street type of thing, And he's like, yeah, what the fuck did you say? Like, I dare you to say it in my face, I was like, listen, man, like, I'm not that kid, dude. Like, I'm not gonna hesitate. If I'm gonna say something, I'm gonna say it, dude. you know, like, but that's not the situation here. And he's like, no, fuck that. He's like, he said something, and the security's like, yeah. He's like, I dare you to say it in my face. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, this motherfucker straight up challenging me, dude. Like, so I took a step in, like, straight up on his face. And I looked him dead in the eyes, man. I told him, I called you a fucking prick. And this dude, like, he instantly gets fucking tomato red, man. Tomato red, like steam coming out his face type of thing, right? Stutters and everything. Take him to the dean, yeah, you know? And I'm like, fucking prick, dude, right? So now the security's taking me, man. I'm not saying anything to the security. Security initiates the conversation, man, and he's laughing, man. This dude is laughing, and he's like, damn, man. He goes, you got some balls on you, kid. He's like, I didn't think you were gonna say it. I was like, man, you set me up dirty, dude. I was like, I knew what you were doing as you were doing it, dude. I was like, well, you foul, man. I was like, you're foul, dude. You shouldn't be working here, man. I was like, you know where we come to school, man. You know how the program runs out here, dog. Like, I was like, you did me dirty, man. You set me up for failure, and you know better than that, man. Like, I can't be tucking my tail when people be fucking challenging me like this, dude. I was like, you know it, and I know it, man. You foul, dude. You know, I told him, I was like, you're foul, man. I said, you should get a different job. You shouldn't be working around kids, dude. And this dude didn't say anything to that. He didn't say a fucking word to that. Took me to the dean. He explained the situation to the dean, of which he didn't even fucking know the fool. All he knew is I called him a fucking prick, not knowing why or anything, right? So, you know, my dean calls me in, and he's like, man, how'd I know it was you, dude? How the hell did I know it was you? He's like, did you really call the teacher a fucking prick? I was like, sir, honestly, yeah, I did. He's like, look at you, man. He goes, you don't even got shame, man. You're not even embarrassed to tell me you called him a fucking prick, like in his face. And he's like, that's a huge teacher, dude. He's like, you crazy? I was like, listen, man. I didn't initiate this, dude. And I explained him the situation. I was like, you know, this is the situation. You know, I explained him the cup of noodles, how I was following directions of the other teacher, and this dude got aggressive. And I was like, come on, man, you know where we're at, dude. Like, you know, I can't tuck my tail, man. You know, I was like, you know, these dudes set me up, but whatever, man. You know, punish me as you may. Whatever. It's completely fine. You know? And he's like, man, I don't even know what the fuck to tell you, kid. Like, you know, he's like, I don't even know what the fuck to tell you. I was like, yeah, I wouldn't know what to tell me either, man. But I already know what you should tell me and what you should be doing, and it's cool. Like, I'll deal with it. So he's like, look, I'm gonna suspend you for a day. I was like, all right, what about my test? I was almost finished with my test. He's like, yeah, well, guess what, man? Now you're gonna have to redo that entire test. I was like, man, all you guys are fucking shiesty, dude. All you guys are shiesty, man. And that Hollywood High School is hella shiesty. These dudes, it came to a point, man. I turned 18 in senior year, and these dudes wanted to not only get me kicked out, like, they were legitimately setting me up consistently. Like, if something happened, they would come get me, even though I wasn't there. You know, they were shiesty like that, dude. And it came to a point, they were trying to get it in a way where not only do I get kicked out, but I get like arrested. And thank fucking goodness, man, the school cop knew me, knew who I was and what I was about and what I wasn't about. You know, thank goodness, man, that was a good human being, and he was in a place he should be. Unlike a lot of those wannabe so-called adults working with kids, you know. And I ended up dropping out of high school senior year 2 months before graduation. Like, I came to such a point that I knew by the time those 2 months were up, not only like these dudes were gonna put me in handcuffs for either something I didn't do, or either something they set me up for doing, you know. And so I made that adult decision of I'm just not gonna go back to high school no more, man. Like I didn't want to go to jail, dude. Like I was smart enough to know exactly what's coming to me and how it's coming. All right, so I was like, fuck these fools. So I ended up dropping out of Hollywood High School 2 months before graduation. I went and I enrolled my ass in college. Fuck it, I went to community college. Fuck that. And since I was still a high school student, I was able to go straight into community college without a high school diploma. And I fucking got a whole bunch of college credits, and it was all good right there, you know? And those credits are transferable, and I could get my high school diploma, you know what I'm saying? So, dude, I mean, you people out there, if you guys have kids, man, and your kid is going through a whole bunch of shit, see, like, I didn't have that parental supervision, like I was a latchkey kid, you know, and most of the kids around me were, and, you know, if your kid's a fuck up in a certain way, and not that I was a fuck up or your kids are fuck ups, but shit happens and things get fucked up, right? Maybe it's best you take those kids out of high school. If you have a kid like that, take them out of high school. All right, put them into college in a place they want to go to. You know, don't overwhelm them with a whole bunch of classes. Like if I have a kid, man, and I don't have kids that I know of. All right, I really don't. I don't have kids that I know of, and but if I do have kids, man, I'm gonna avoid fucking high school, dude. First, I'm gonna send my kid to public middle school, all right? Because you gotta swim with the sharks. I don't give a fuck who you are. You gotta swim with the sharks a little bit, man. You swim with the sharks, learn how the world turns and how you maneuver in this world, all right? But for high school, you take your ass somewhere else, man. You either go private if you can afford it. Take your kid to some of these well-off neighborhoods, you know, where these well-off people send their kids. You know, send your kid where there's blonde hair, blue eyes, for real. No racism to it, man. Like, just white people know what they're doing in this world, you know. And I'm white too, by the way. And but any fucking who fucking so you send your kid private, or you send your kid you send your kid straight to college. Fuck high school as a whole, man. You send your kid straight to college, because that's what I'm gonna do. 8th grade, then college. All right, I'm not gonna overwhelm my kid with too many classes, but by the time my kid turns fucking 20 years old, they're gonna have a fucking bachelor's degree, and the credits are gonna be transferable, and they're gonna have a high school diploma, right? You can have a kid that's 20, 21, 22, 23 with a fucking master's degree under their belt. Right? That's what I'm gonna do with my kid. Fuck the bullshit, man. I don't need no. They didn't teach me shit in high school, man. It's fucked up. They didn't teach me jack shit in high school, alright? I went to Garfield High School in East Los for 9th grade, alright? That was the school they did stand and deliver about, alright? I knew nobody at that school. Nobody. Alright? Gang-banged out school. But the education there was off the hook. These dudes were on their shit. Like, after that movie came out, I guess because of the pressure and whatnot, that school was on their game as far as education went. Now, that was a gangster at school, and long as you weren't inside their hood problems and you minded your own, you were good. And I was always good, man. Like, cause I grew up you know, I grew up a little ghetto, dude. It is what it is, and so I knew how to maneuver in life a little bit, right? So I hung out with the football players over there for the first like month or two, and then I hung out with the cheerleaders, dude. My thing was always like, yeah, man, I love the bros, dude, but you know, I don't love you like that. So I'd rather hang around with a pretty face any day. So my thing, and I was always a popular kid, dude. It is what it is, and so I just hung out with the cheerleaders the rest of 9th grade. You know, me and a whole bunch of chicks, dude. Like, I had a blast. But I had to wake up like 4 or 5 in the morning and go to high school, dude. So I decided, fuck it, let me go to the high school I'm supposed to be in, which is Hollywood High School, which was a mistake. Maybe I should have gone to fucking Fairfax High, or fucking took the bus to Poly or some shit, you know? But there goes that, right? And this is what I mean by these motherfuckers would do us dirty, dude. They would do us dirty. Some of these teachers were just pricks. Some of them were just bad people. Some of them had just given up. Everything, man. But I had a few really great teachers too. Majority of my teachers either loved me or hated me, and they hated me because I was a bright kid, and if I thought something was inaccurate, I would state my opinions, and all my opinions were based on facts. I just knew what I was talking about, because a lot of these teachers, they were ill prepared for the subjects they were teaching as well, right? So if I was making a correction, that wasn't even a correction, just opinionating my thoughts, or voicing my thoughts and opinions, and teachers didn't like that, you know. They didn't like feeling dumb and whatnot, you know, or feeling corrected in front of a class. But I was never a person to think about feelings, you know. Like, I grew up like, fuck your feelings. And no one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck how you feel, you know. And the truth has no feelings, regardless how you feel about it, right? Like, the truth is the truth, man. You know, it is what it is. And but what I'm getting to is like, it was so many little things, man. Like, and like I said earlier, I had a 3-page suspension sheet with a suspension on each page, on each line. 1 line each, dude. Imagine how many that is. So, like, I had to walk from one side of the school, giant school, right, all the way to the other side of Hollywood High School, man. And you only had like 6 minutes to get from one class to another, which was barely enough time to get from one side of the school to the other. Barely. That's if you're speed walking, right? Now I'm walking from one side of the school to the other to make it to my other class in 6 minutes. And my teacher sees me walking, man, like from here to the light, right? He sees me walking, speed walking, like I'm in a hurry, man. Like I'm not trying to be late to the class. And I literally get 2 feet from him when the bell rings outside the door. 2 feet, man. 2 fucking feet. And this dude goes, "You're late. Go get," and he knew where I was coming from. He knew, like, I'm on the other side. Like, it wasn't like he didn't know. And he goes, go get a tardy slip." So now, not only did 30 minutes of that period get lost because I'm getting a tardy slip, but also it goes on my record. Here's this dude's got another tardy and shit, you know. And you can get suspended for having a certain amount of tardies. So I got upset, man. I didn't even say anything to him. I just turned around and walked off, and I was like, fucking prick, dude. Like, that was my thing back then, calling the same fucking prick, right? So I was like, fucking prick. He's like, what? And I didn't even look back, man. I just kept walking, went to the thing, got my tardy slip, went back, and I walked in his class like nothing happened, dude. Walked in his class. And in front of the class, he confronts me. He goes, "What did you say?" And I was like, "Nothing, man. I didn't say anything." You know? He's like, "No, you called me a fucking prick." I was like, "You know what? You're right. I did." You know? He's like, "What?" He's like, "How dare you?" I was like, "No, how dare you, man?" I was like, "How dare you as the teacher, dude?" I was like, you know where I'm coming from, man. You know what teacher I'm coming from and where that classroom is. I've been coming to your class, you know, for like a month and a half or whatever. So, you know, I was like, how dare you, man? You watched me for the last 4 minutes of my fucking power walk to your classroom, and instead of allowing me in when you saw I came, you know where I'm coming from. You decided to waste 30 minutes of my education, and you decided not to make a point. Not because there was no other students, not to make a point, not to put a standard. Not the only thing you wanted to do is just put me in a fucking negative situation, man. So how dare you? You know what I said was in response to what you did. So we should both be ashamed of ourselves, shouldn't we? And he like took a pause, man. This dude actually took a pause. I was like, just go have a seat in the back of the classroom. It's like, all right, boom. And I went, I sat back in the back of the classroom, dude. And so it was things like that, man. And I was just, I don't know, man. I didn't mean to be like that, you know. You didn't let people walk over you, dude. You know, you don't let people walk over you. At least not in that time period, not in that place. You did not let nobody walk over you. If you let someone do that to you, man, that means 10 other people were gonna do it, and that means your life was gonna be fucking hell, right? So yeah, man, just a lot of embarrassing stories, man. Embarrassing that of the way I was acting, embarrassing in the sense that I felt I had to act that way, embarrassing of that those were the situations during those time periods, and especially the place, man, that's supposed to be a place of learning, you know? That fool just gangbanged on me? No, he just fucked up. So yeah, fucking distracting, dude. So yeah, embarrassing in all ways. And yeah, man, it's a place of learning, dude, and people shouldn't be like that, man, especially when it comes to educating young kids and whatnot. It's just dirty all around, dude. I really feel that school messed up a lot of kids' futures, dude. It messed up a lot of kids' futures. And I was a gifted kid, man, and yeah, all they had to do was someone had to fucking coach me, man. Somebody just had to take me under their wing and put some belief in me, man. Like, I believed in myself. I learned to believe in myself at a young age, but I didn't know how to channel any of that energy to places it should have been, you know, and people did. So I don't know, man. A lot of people just they didn't give a fuck. Not at Hollywood High. Fuck Hollywood High School, for real. Don't ever send your kid to Hollywood High School, man. World famous Hollywood fucking high school. All the good teachers, man, these motherfuckers used to kick them out. On everything, man. They used to kick them out. They used to set the good teachers up for failure purposely, and then kick them out. And the great teachers were always the ones in their 20s, dude, because they were bright. They were sharp. They were witty. They were bright. All the information was fresh. They were teachers because they wanted to be teachers, right? And they were at the age where they were able to communicate with the students and whatnot. They were still young enough to associate, to understand, to feel the kids. You know, I feel your pain, kid, and it's fucking deep, right? These were the motherfuckers that got it. And the other teachers didn't like it, man. Mad envious. Fucking teacher politics and school politics is a bitch, dude. Mad envious, dude. One of these teachers, young dude, amazing fucking dude. He gets fired, alright? Because one of his students calls him at his house, right? That's how dope this teacher was. If you're ever in trouble, you really need someone to talk to, it's serious, call me. Don't deal with it by yourself, right? That's how dope this dude was, man. And this kid calls him and goes, dude, I've been arrested, all right? And this is what I've been arrested for. Whoop whoop. The teacher fucking goes and bails him out, man. That's all this dude did, man. He put like $3,000 bail and bailed this kid out of fucking jail, all right? Now, you would think that's a fucking good thing to do. You would think that that's one adult, one teacher, one parental figure fucking helping somebody out, right? But apparently some of these bitch-ass teachers over there, they didn't like that. They didn't like the fact that, oh, so the kid has your phone number. Oh, you put your own money down and bailed this kid out of school? Well, you're a potential threat. and you're now fired just for the fact that you're giving out your phone number and you're putting your own money outside of school into these kids. And he's fired, man. Dirty, dude. Fucking dirty. One of the best teachers in the school. That the same kids that had no respect for any fucking teacher, that wouldn't listen to none of the fucking rules. Those same kids, they would sit in his class, shut the fuck up, and they would do their work and whatnot, man. All of that. You know how many students had fucking straight fails and an A in his class? Like off the charts, fucking getting 100% on tests and whatnot. And they that's Hollywood High School for you people, man. It's a sad fucking situation, dude, across the fucking board, dude. All I know is, man, if you got kids out there, dude, if you people got kids, I would recommend the most important thing is you're already your kid's parent. There's no question about that. All right, be your kid's friend, dude. A lot of people they need an adult friend. All right, that when your kid is in a situation, they can actually come and say, "This is the situation I'm in, mom or dad," and for you to be able to help them. All right, because at that age, I went through a lot, man. I went through horrific things, dude. And I didn't have nobody to really fucking talk to about none of that, dude. Not to talk to, but to go to as a legitimately older. Like I had older friends, I had older homies, I had older just girlfriends, I had it all. But I didn't have the dude. My life is in fucking danger, and I don't know what's the proper way of dealing with this, alright? And a lot of these kids, man, all they needed was somebody to be like, because there's politics, man. There's street politics, there's school all kinds of politics, right? And all I had to do was tell an adult or a teacher, like, look, this is my situation. These are the ways I can't handle it, okay? I can't snitch on nobody, all right? I can't be a bitch in this way. I can't do this, and within these guidelines, you need to help me, all right? And there's so many solutions. There's still so many fucking solutions, ways of avoiding shit and doing. All it takes is someone to believe in you in the way that, like, look, I need you to trust me, that you can come to me, and I'll find the solution within your parameters. Not in my parameters, but in yours. That's it, man. You know how much fucking trouble that would have saved me growing up? How many fucking life-threatening problems I wouldn't have fucking been in? Dude, it's a fucking nightmare, dog. Like, for real, man. Like, yeah, it's horrific, dude. So if you guys got kids out there, man, yeah, do right, dude. I didn't think I was gonna make it past 20, dude. Like, seriously. I had no thoughts and opinions of passing 20 years old. I didn't expect to make it that long, but fuck it, I did, but it also meant I didn't fucking prepare for 20 plus, but whatever, dude, man. Like, if you guys are hearing me, then you heard me, dude. Hear me, heard me, feel me. That's what it is, dude. Yeah. So more fucking weird ass stories and shit, and me clarifying certain things. You guys have a great night, because I'm just rolling around the neighborhood over here. Alright, I'm gonna take my ass home. You guys have a wonderful night.